Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you my May wrap up. I know it's been such a long time and it's way overdue, but here it is.
My perfect date starts in a small cafe. There's hearts everywhere cause it's Valentine's Day. We order up waffles, then share the whole plate. Sit by the window and start to debate. There's nobody else I'd rather spend my everyday with. I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life. Afternoon sun starts to peek through the clouds. We take the back streets to avoid the crowds. Waltz over sidewalks and twirl in the breeze. She'll catch me if I get weak in the knees. There's nobody else I'd rather spend my everyday with. She doesn't mind that I don't know how to cook. She likes the way I keep my nightstand filled up with books. And I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life. She doesn't mind that I don't know how to cook. She likes the way I keep my nightstand filled up with books. And I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life. Another party, another Friday night, another talk that might turn into a fight. Too many faces you only see online. Too many cases of faking by design. Wake up every morning just to go right back to sleep. Text everyone you already know you'll never meet. Dance alone around your room and get down to the beat. Wanna change the world, 21 and a feeling old. Being young and engaged in the modern age. Only seen on the screen, internet's our stage. Reaching high, wondering why no one knows the way. Got the world at our feet, but we're all just kids. Another movie, another neon light, another way to forget the life outside. Too many places you only see online. Love yourself, you can't be beat. But honesty is scary, so you're gonna hit delete. Wake up every morning just to go right back to sleep. Text everyone you already know you'll never meet. Dance alone around your room and get down to the beat. Wanna change the world, 21 and a feeling old. Being young and engaged in the modern age. Only seen on the screen, internet's our stage. Reaching high, wondering why no one knows the way. Got the world at our feet, but we're all just kids. Is it you that I'm connecting or reality projecting? Just a second, is my phone? Can we finish later on? Is it you that I'm connecting or reality projecting? Just a second, is my phone? Can we finish later on? Being young and engaged in the modern age. Only seen on the screen, internet's our stage. Reaching high, wondering why no one knows the way. Got the world at our feet, but we're all just kids. Yeah, we're all just kids. Yeah, we're all just kids. Yeah, we're all just deep bridging. Just a second, can we finish? All just kids.
So yeah, I've been very, very busy at the beginning of June. Usually at the beginning of the month, I do my wrap up for the previous month. But end of the school year, and I had a lot of editing also to do for my school's talent show. So yeah, I was extremely busy and I did not have time to film my wrap up and my TBR for June. And I'm now in July and I'm doing this, but I still wanted to upload these videos nonetheless. So for the month of May, I gave myself a goal to read 7 books, but I actually managed to read 5 books. And so far this year, that's the best reading month I've had. So far, I've only read 3 or 4 books a month. So 5 is my best month so far, and I'm really happy with that. The books I've read are very short, and one of them I already started before May, but still, I'm still counting them, and it's all good. So as I always do, I participated in the Buzzword-a-thon hosted by Books and Lala. And the buzzword for the month of May was direction. So any word which was giving a direction. And for that prompt, I decided to pick up Come Tumbling Down by Shauna McGuire, which is book number 5 of the Wayward Children series. And I didn't read book number 4. So I had to read In an Absent Dream, which is book number 4. I read this one first, and then I read Come Tumbling Down. This series is one of my favorites. They are short novellas, and this is a YA, a fantasy with a lot of red in them, and that's one of the reasons why I really love these books. But it's also very magical and whimsical. It's set in our world, but people in our world do sometimes stumble upon a door that brings them into another world, another dimension. And when they're teenagers, sometimes they are cast out of that dimension. And Eleanor started a school for the wayward children to pick up all of those children who are lost and help them out to readjust to this world with being on Earth, and give them hope and help them out to, if their door actually opens up again for them. So yeah, the first, the third, and the fifth book starts in the school, and the second and the fourth book, you're following some characters that we've seen in the first books and into the world and how they got to that world. I really enjoyed both of these books. I really love the school setting. I think it's really fun, and you meet a lot of different, very peculiar characters, which I really, really love. And they go on an adventure in this one, and you do find out some more about previous characters that we've been following since the beginning, which I really love. And this one, the fourth one, In an Absent Dream, is by far my favorite. The Goblin Market is where it's at. It's the universe it goes into, and it follows actually Lundi's story. So how she got into that world and how she got to help Eleanor years after that. I loved the world building in this one and the characters and everything. It was just really, really fun, and yeah, I loved that world. By far my favorite. So obviously I gave these two books a 5-star. I also participated in the Asian Readathon, which was hosted by Cindy from With Cindy. I read 2 books for that readathon. The first one is Death Note Volume 2 by Tsugumi Oba. So I read the first volume a while before. I picked up the second volume. It's a manga from Japan. I really love the anime. It's my first time reading the mangas though, but I do know the anime, well, not by heart, but I do know them very, very well, and I really, really love them. And I'm enjoying the reading version just as much as I enjoyed the anime version, and I gave this one 4 stars. The second book for this readathon was Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi, which is her first book of a trilogy series, because I know she came up with more books afterwards. So I finished the first book of that series. I am not giving this book any rating because I didn't enjoy this book that much, but I still want to uplift authors of color and their works, and I think it's still very important to pick it up. I just think it wasn't for me. I love the concept, I just didn't like the execution of it. But I do have a bundle of the first 3 books of the series, plus the 2 novellas that goes in between those books. So I am going to continue on the series, and I've been told to continue on because the other books get better. And that's what I'm hoping. But the execution of this first book didn't quite vibe well with me. I think it has a great concept, but yeah, I was just not that into it. I don't want to bring an author of color down, so maybe it would be for you. It is a dystopian type of book where you follow this young girl who unfortunately kills people by touching them, so she can't touch anyone, and there's some organizations in the world who tries to take control of the world and tries to take control of her and use her as a weapon. There's some romance in there as well. I really think there's an audience for that type of book, and I usually really love dystopians, but yeah, I just didn't feel the execution of the writing quite for me. But if you're still interested in it, I would strongly recommend that you still pick it up. I think it's important, and I will update you on the rest of the series throughout the year if I get to it, and hopefully I'll enjoy the next books better. So that's it for the readathons. And for my 5th book this month, I read Beasts Made of Night by Tochi Onibuchi. This is a reread for me. It's the first book of a duology. It's set in a dystopian type of world, but with magic, where the poor eat the sins of the rich. And when they eat the sins, they take form of a beast, and they eat that beast and they become tattoos on their body. And if there's no more space for more tattoos, they'll eventually die. And our main character, his tattoos do not fade with time. Most people who eats sins, their tattoos fade away, but not him. And we don't know why. And his time is counted. The more he eats sins, the less time he has. And yeah, there's a lot of political stuff that goes with it, and some lore as well. I really loved this book the first time around. I haven't read the second book yet. I did try to pick it up earlier this year, but I was just so confused. It's been such a while since the first time I read it. So I decided to reread the first book in order to read the second book and finish this duology. I love this author's writing, and I really love the characters and the world, which is a very peculiar world, but I really enjoyed it, and I loved the concept, and I'm really curious to see where the second book is going to go. I gave this book 4 stars out of 5. So these were the 5 books I read in May. I'm really happy with my May wrap up and everything I've read in May. It was overall a very good reading month, and I hope that I'll continue on this good wave of good reading for the second half of this year. Let me know if you've read any of these books. What are your thoughts on them? And if you are thinking of picking them up, I would love to know your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!